Hey everybody, it's GoblinX and welcome back to the Avatar The Last Airbender Early Access event. Thanks again to Wizards of the Coast for providing me with this promotional early access event token. And without further ado, let's get back into it. You know the drill by now, this is a sealed event. It is going to play exactly like your pre-release sealed events where you got your play booster packs as well as a faction pack of whatever character and color you choose. And we are just going to hop back into it. So this time let's go with some airbending stuff. Let's go with Aang, the last airbender himself, and see what we get to play with today. Nice sealed pool in terms of the quantity of rares here. We've gotten 9 rares this time around, which is pretty sick. They're also literally all in black and white, except for this one blue land. We have 2 Avatar's Wraths. Choose up to 1 creature, then airbend all other creatures. Until your next turn, your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. So, you airbend everybody, which means you put them in exile and allow people to recast them for 2 mana instead of their mana cost, but your opponent doesn't get to recast their stuff on their next turn. I mean, we'll play around with this, we'll see how it is. We're certainly going to want to play a bunch of good Enter the Battlefield effects with 2 copies of this. We want a bunch of creatures on our board. We want to expect to be recasting those creatures when we've got tons of airbending like that. We also have Day of Black Sun. So these Avatar's Wraths are like temporary wraths. The Day of Black Sun's a permanent wrath. Each creature with mana value extra less loses all its abilities and then gets destroyed. Foggy Swamp Visions. 3 mana sorcery. And then Waterbend X, which is pay X additional mana, but you can also pay by using your creatures or artifacts. Exile X creatures from graveyards. For each creature card exiled this way, create a token that's a copy of it. At the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice those tokens. This is probably not quite playable in Draft and Sealed. It seems like a really powerful, somewhat combo-y kind of card to build around in Constructed, but just being able to redo Enter the Battlefield effects or use haste creatures doesn't feel quite worth it. Right? If you have to sack all the creatures at the end step, yeah, probably not going to try to run that. But there is Sandbender Scavengers, a white and a black for a 1/1 human rogue. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. That could be clue tokens and food tokens and stuff. Those are all in the set. Whenever this creature dies, you may exile it. When you do, return a creature's mana value less than or equal to this creature's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. I mean, it really depends on what else we have in the sealed pool, but it seems perfectly fine. We do really want a lot of clue token stuff to go with it, though. But that's an interesting one. We've got a land that can spit out a bunch of spirits that can't block or be blocked over time. We've got a double. What is this? What is that one called? There's some kind of land that does this effect for 1 creature. You make one of your creatures be unable to be blocked for a turn. This one makes 2 of them unblockable for a turn, which is very cute. Also, the land itself can't be blocked, so if you Earthbend this and animate this land, it's unblockable. And then we have White Lotus Tile. Enters tapped. Tap for X of any one color rises the greatest number of creatures you control that have a creature type in common. Okay, that's not so good. In Draft and Sealed, a mana rock you can't play till turn 4 and comes into play tapped, and doesn't work without another creature on board. Yeah, I'm not so interested in that one. Okay, I mean, we've got a lot of rares here, but they aren't, like, incredible. Day of Black Sun's probably our best rare. And then the Avatar's Wraths are really interesting. We'll have to hope we've got a lot of good Enter the Battlefield effects, but presumably, since we did take the white faction pack, we should have plenty of white creatures with good Enter the Battlefield effects, because you'd think they'd make a bunch of those to go with the airbending mechanic. Shove some of our best colorless stuff in here. Firebending X where X is the number of creatures you control, then you can spit out warrior, or spit out ally tokens with it. That's cute. Dragonfly Swarm. Ooh. Heibai? Spirit of Balance. 4 mana, 3/3. When it enters or attacks, sack another creature or artifact to put 2 counters on it. When it leaves the battlefield, put its counters somewhere else. It's pretty cute. And it's mono white thanks to the hybrid mana. Toils of War. When it enters, create a clue. Whenever you sack a permanent during your turn, get a 1/1 ally. Okay, so we have like definitely a black-white sacrifice theme deck we could try to build around here. Really, really hoping we've got a lot of sack effects. So here's one, Curious Farm Animals. Do we have any more clue tokens and stuff to go with? Because that would be really nice. We can sacrifice Path to Redemptions. That works as well. Some more Airbending. Take all these enter effects to go with our Airbending. This is not a sacrifice effect, this is a discard effect. Deal damage to the number of creatures controlled to target creature. It does seem pretty decent, though. We'll just put all the white spells in for now. Here's our main color. Destined Confrontation. Each player chooses any number of creatures that control total power 4 or less, then sacks the rest. I mean, that triggers our sacrifice stuff, and we could just play all board wipes all day, apparently. Whenever Master Piandao attacks, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put an ally, equipment, or lesson into your hand. There's a lot of allies in this set. I don't love running 3 copies of a legend, so I'll just put 2 in here, but that does seem pretty solid. Okay, what do we got from black here? Swamp Snare Trap, the Day of Black Sun. There's no clue tokens. Just some decent removal. It's kind of sad. I don't even have the right dual lands to, like, splash into blue for clues or something, because it looks like we have a Forecasting Fortune Teller. That's a clue. And Lost Days is a clue. We really just don't have a lot of stuff, a lot of sack synergies going on here. This is a pretty awkward sealed pool. It's all board wipes all day. But the whole sacrifice theming stuff really doesn't look like it's going to work out too well. We have to cut 16 cards. Got 8 that I'm not the biggest fan of right now. Still going to play all the sack synergy stuff and try to get it working here. It seems fun and unique, something we haven't really done much yet. I don't like the Vengeful Villagers too much. Oh, we can also just cut down on Legend Rule. I don't think I can go lower than this in terms of the creature count. I'm gonna not play this Confrontation because I've got double Avatar's Wrath, 1 Day of Black Sun. I feel like these cards work really awkwardly if we're drawing multiples in the same hand early. Yeah, let's cut that and call it a deck there. Pretty interesting little black-white sacrifice aggro slash value slash board wipe deck. It's a very weird one, but I'm interested to see how it does. So let's just hop right into gameplay this time around. Alright, here we are on the play for game number 1 this time around. Water Tribe Rallier gets us started. There's Gran on our opponent's board. Absolutely adorable. We've drawn into our mana curve here. We drew a Glider Kids to play on turn 3. Curve out here 2, 3, 4, 5. Whenever we're hitting our lands. Pass with the mana up here. It's probably like it'll quench ya or something. Well, all my other spells are much better than this, so I'll just play that here. Also, I'll offer the trade into a combat trick first. Maybe keep Glider Clids. Okay, no combat trick, but here comes it'll quench ya. Yep, you got it. Knowledge Seeker plus Gran Gran is pretty gnarly. Kind of want to just airbend one of their creatures. They're both 1 or 2 mana, so making them recast something that's that cheap for like 2 mana is not great for them. Make Gran Gran cost 2. Uncle Iroh. Lessons cost 1 less. 4-2 with Firebending 1. And there's that 1 mana lesson. Earth Kingdom Soldier. Jam. They're down to 12. 3 turn clock from Aang in the sky. There's 2 mana Gran Gran. And then first time Flyer. First time Chumpers, more like it. What does Gran Gran do with 3 or more? Their non-creatures cost 1 less, so their lessons cost 2 less now. With these 2 together, it's pretty cute. Uncle Iroh is sending in. Sure. There's the Avatar's Wrath. That looks pretty solid on this board, honestly. They can't play any of them next turn. And even if they do, or even when they can play them, they're all 2 mana in the first place, so recasting them for just as much as they cost, or more in Gran Gran's case. Giant Koi, just play a big 5/7. Can activate Water Tribe Rallier. We have the 5 mana off of the Waterbending, or I can Sandbender Storm and blow up the Koi. We'll see what we want to do here. If they tap out, we can then Day of Black Sun all of the lower mana value flyers than Aang to get through for lethal next turn, whether or not the Koi is still around. Okay, they've got 1 blue mana up to try to stop Day of Black Sun. Pretty sure we just win off of blowing up first time Flyer. So yeah, I don't need to kill anything here. We'll just draw off of the Rallier. Blow up everything 2 mana or less. Attack for 4 in the sky. There's the concession from our opponent. That is 1-0 heading into game 2. Here we are on the play for game 2. Don't have a ton going on here, but I don't think it's worth a mulligan. Callous Inspector starts things off for our opponent. Here is our Kyoshi Battle Fan. take 1 menace damage. June, Bounty Hunter. Can't be blocked as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. Sack another creature to make a clue. See, that'd have been awesome in this sealed pool. So we want to be sacking a lot more than we currently can. Okay. It's pretty good with the Callous Inspector. Whoa, just straight up trade. That was unexpected. I will take it. Alright, 1/1 removal on the Scavengers. Poke us for 1. Vengeful Villagers, and we drew into the curve out. Hit the 5 mana creature for turn 5. Just keep playing removal. If Master Piondo sticks around, we will be super far up in cards. Doesn't look like a removal spell to me. When it enters, Earthbend 1 twice. Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses X and you gain X for X number of creature controls counters on them. Interesting. Airbending their 2 lands here is absolutely gross. Oh, okay, never mind. It's not gross. They just hit the board tapped. Gross in theory. But we slow them down, make them reset that all up. They don't get to do it this turn. They have to wait till the turn after this. Avatar's Wrath seems pretty exceptional overall. There's the Daily Agents, double Earthbend. And we're going to get 2 different 1/1s again. And play Long Fang. And Callous Inspector. Find Aang. I don't have a great enter the battlefield effect for this Aang, but I don't really want to hit any of their cards. I guess hitting Longfang is not that bad. Could kill their clue token also, which is something. Yeah, I mean, we could hit our Toils of War to draw one more and get one more 1/1. Sure. They're on a 3-turn clock in the sky from Aang now. Immediately top deck the Fire Nation Drill, which blows up Aang. So never mind. The first draw was perfect. Card seems very good. Removal spell plus leave behind a 6/3 trampling vehicle. I mean, they could blow up the Jailer to get their Azula back, but that'd be pretty bold at 10 life against the Flyer. Yep, that is the play. Blow up the Aang. Callous Inspector. This drill has just immediately flipped the board, I think, pretty heavily in our opponent's favor now. However we play it. Yeah, this is really bad for us. Okay, that's a really good draw. That's very good with Toils of War. I know I've got more allies in here, do I not? I still have 4 more allies somewhere. 5 more allies somewhere in the deck. Toils only triggers during our turns. There's no reason to crack the clue during theirs. It doesn't give us any extra value. Alright, we need them to not find a way through our bear. There's that absurd drill coming in. Okay, they must have top decked something if this is the attack. I guess they've got double trumper. But this feels like they hit something here that's just gonna blow us up. Get trampled for 4. Go to 2. But they don't have the Daily agents anymore. Yeah, I mean, they probably just have like the Azula Always Lies or something where I think we're pretty dead however we block to any combat tricky spell. Alright, what do you got? What'd you draw? Maybe some life loss post-combat. Not yet, at least. Ally on top for master. Five blockers up. Warriors is even more. Six blockers up. They're down to 5. Oh my god, that was a close one, but we get the victory in the end, and that is 2-0 heading to game 3. Alright, here we are now for game number 3. Very solid hand. Certainly needs to draw a couple lands, but plenty of nice cheap creatures. Turn 1 Momo from our opponent with the Momo pet, flavorful. Here's our turn 1 curious farm animals, the boar elk burdox. There's glider kids. Turn 2, thanks to the cost reduction from Momo. Yeah, Momo's really good with other flyers, makes all the other flyers cheaper to cast. Uh-oh. Our first draw is not mana. And with the aggressive start of Momo into another flyer, we really do need to hit all our land draws here. Okay, luckily they didn't have a turn 3 play, but we did not draw any lands, which is unlucky. And I got the razor rings to blow up our deserters. Another glider, kids. Gross. Scry to the top. A land here. I could finally play a blocker. Scrying that battle fan way out of here. That's not mana. Oh, there's essentially removal for the glider kids here. Hit us for 5. Still not mana arena. Destroy 1. There's the land. It's not a white source though, so it's not double white for Avatar's Wrath. That's crazy. Another airbending lesson. Their own farm animals. If we don't draw planes, it's over. I'm on a 10-7 split here. That's absurd. Alright, that's very disappointing, but it happens. Part of magic. Can go blocker, blocker. I guess if they have no removal and no flyers in their hand, I can go to 1 here. There you are. There you are. Absolute criminal. This is really disappointing because if I drew my 1 land just like a turn sooner, the Avatar's Wrath into Day of Black Sun combo goes really hard. Although I'm not dead because that's not untapped, so maybe it's not disappointing. Maybe I actually get to do the thing. We'll see. There's your farm animals, there's a healer. Those died a Day of Black Sun. That's what I'm talking about. Aang will not die. Because I can do everything that costs 3 or less as the choice. Let them run out there. 2 more creatures and then do it. Untap 2 creatures. They both get +2/+2 till end of turn. You? We'll keep Aang, because Aang will not die to the Wrath. Scavengers for when I sack stuff. I am not sacking stuff anytime soon. I'm gonna have to play into my board wipe a bit here to stay alive. GG from opponent. Untap them, sure. The aggro GG from Watsy employee. You don't expect that often. More just amused than annoyed. That's kind of crazy. Mana value 3 or less here. Yeah, I think we go for it at this point. There's Momo. Sell out the Momo. We're going. We're golden. They're playing completely off the top now. We have Scavengers and a Wrath. Avatar's Wrath's not like a great Wrath. Path to Redemption is a card we can sack. That's a beautiful draw. It's going to kill their next creature and get a Scavenger's trigger. The nervous emote. That's so good. I probably should just play this as a 3/3 at that point. Earthbend 3. No! I needed to play the 3-mana 3/3. Ah. No punishment for the offensive GG there. That is a wild Watsy employee there with the emotes. Alright. Lost in the end, but impressively close for how long we missed lands, and overall a fun one in the end. 2-1 heading into game number 4. Okay, mana base, I love you too. Mulligan to 6. And we'll keep this one. Curious Farm Animals, turn 1. Hello. I poke for 1. I drop a Scavengers. I poke for 2 and drop Toils of War. Get our double sack trigger next turn. Counter on Scavengers and a 1/1 from Toils. Although now that they play a solid blocker, I'm just going to play Vengeful Villagers instead. So we can tap that down on attacks every turn. There's an Aang. They airbend the villagers. Certainly replaying villagers here. So I'm not getting a sack trigger for this turn. That way we have a blocker for Aang with Glider Kids. Keep Path to Redemption with Toils and Scavengers on this board. Airbending lessen the Vengeful Villagers. Trade into the Glider Kids. Sure. Drop Villagers. Get our double trigger here. I don't want to run out this Path to Redemption just yet. I think we can find something better for it. We should also potentially be able to wait till we have the 7 mana to play and sacrifice it immediately. Avatar's Wrath. Yep. Good card is good. We're on the other side of it this game. Love and life, I guess I have to do it this time. I wish that had 1 more power. That's wild. Just exactly dodges the storm. Really want the 3/3 that badly. I'm just gonna hold on to Storm still. Kyoshi Warriors is a fantastic card. They must have a very good hand if it took them that long to decide to play Warriors. Jailer is a good draw. Jailer my Jailer and get their Hakoda back. No blocks. Go to 5. Play Villagers and Scavengers in. Take the 6. Deal damage equal number of creatures they control, so 4 damage to that. Gets it no matter what I do. Yep. Water Tribe Rallier. Let's get a 3/3 to trade into theirs. Unless they want to sack Hakoda here. You can kill that instead. They do not want to sack Hakoda. Draw for turn is Avatar's Wrath. Can use on the Scavengers here. Pretty good. Probably should have replayed that pre-combat and just sacked it to trigger Toils of War and Scavengers. Would have hit for 1 more damage. I guess it works out that I didn't, though. So now I sack it to this. Yep. There's the jailer. Go wide with it. Water Tribe Rallier and a Coda. Well, they left themselves almost dead to removal, but not dead to a land. I mean, if we just pass here. Right, well, kill the heck out of me with that. Kyoshi Battle Fan, that is not enough. Can put them to 2, but 2 is not 0. And then we die on the crackback. Close stuff. 2 life to 2 life in the end. Sadness on the stack. Sadness resolves. That is 2 and 2, heading into game number 5. Alright, here we are on the draw for game at number 5. We aren't doing much till turn 4, but we're doing pretty powerful stuff at that point. We have drawn into a second black spell. That was the one risk of the hand. There's no black source for the one black spell in the hand. First draws a second black spell. Pretty bad draw. I'm actually just going to ditch the Toils of War here. And pass through. It's really, really bad for our deck because we're going to airbend everybody. Also, they're really strong against 1-for-1 removal because they've already accomplished a 1-for-1 worth of value, and we just keep drawing black spells. This may be the end of the run here. This does not look like a good matchup, and it is certainly not good draws. Yep. We'll hang their Azula. Slow them down a little bit. Really want to do my best to empty the whole hand before we play Avatar's Wrath, because again, if we don't, those court officials are going to be so bad for us. They had the removal for the Aang. There's the black source, thank goodness. It's going to actually play the scavengers here and try to exile Azula if they don't have a way to sacrifice her or blow up our enchantment this turn. Pretending pox bearers. course, why not? Sack a creature, blow up a creature. Saving our enchantment-based removal is really bad here. Great draw, though. Finding Master Piondo. Or Piondao. All removal all day. Can use the farm animals to get rid of that, but I can also just Avatar's Wrath it away. That's a really bad draw. Because we've airbended all of their court officials. So that's just something they can guaranteed make us discard here. So we just run these out so they don't get discarded. Yep. Miss on the Piondao draw that time. Play a 3/4. Just playing the beefiest blocker they can, I bet. Can't block that well, can't block that well. Chump. Chump, chump, take 4. Or eat that. Chump, take 4. Yeah, no, we're not sending anybody other than these two. June Bounty Hunter. And Corrupt Court Official, but we've been dumping our hand to try to play around that. So no enter effect there. They're at 5, they can block the 4, the 3, and the 3 and take 5. That should be lethal. 4, 3, 3. Yeah. Should be 5 damage here. This is another pretty close one. A really sketchy start for us as well. But real massive MVP to Master Piondao there. Drawing us several cards, being like impossible to block profitably for them. This card absolutely carried us through the second half of that game, really flipped it in our favor. And that is 3-2 heading into game number 6. Alright, here we are on the draw now for game number 6. We got a great opening hand here. Our opponent's on mono black for now. As we've been seeing, mono-colored decks are Very possible with these faction sealed pools, and probably in the draft format as well, with all the hybrid mana cards showing up. Keep them off us with our 2/3 for now. And let's scry and make sure we keep hitting lands. There's a land, that's what I need. Ruffians are going to be pretty good this game. We don't have an expendable little 1/1 to trade off with them anytime soon. Do I just Avatar's Wrath right now? I don't think it would be terrible. But I think my board state is good enough. I can just run out like Vengeful Villagers and still be ahead here. Okay, if I can kill a token and slow down Ruffians, it's probably fine. But still a fine Villagers board. I could go either way with it. Epic downfall on Villagers. Tragic. Land and hit us for 4. Play a Raven Eagle. That card is phenomenal. It's the 5th land for Master Pyondao, or I just Avatar's Wrath here. Play the Soldier as well to make lighter kids too big for them to attack through. The Master's honestly quite incredible, so I'm gonna get that down here and pass. There's no more creatures in grave for the Raven Eagle yet anyway. But I guess if they have like destroy target creature, they go destroy a creature, attack, get another clue. It's pretty good. There's Azula. And that's it. Alright. Now we got a great Avatar's Wrath turn. So we can do it and replay one feature here. I believe if they have instant speed removal that kills this, they can kill in response and blank the whole spell, because it would be the only legal target. There would be no legal target anymore. Draw an A. Like that. And 7. Drop a 5 and a 2. Sure. Earth Village Ruffians. And Vindictive Warden. Okay, let's play our 5 and our 2 here. I mean the 5 first and then just attack. Because Master could draw something else we want to play. Nope, but something that's really nice to have against their Azula. No removal in their hand. Let's buff the Soldier. There's Azula, there's the Raven Eagle. Get the clue. And then Earth Village Ruffians. Jail the Azula. Aim the Eagle and Jam. Probably should have done the Jailer and the Airbender the opposite way. Since the Eagle gets clues on enter and attack. Whereas Azula only does stuff on attack. Alright. Still a very commanding lead on the board either way, and that is now 4-2, guaranteed a positive record no matter what for this pre-release event. Alright, here we are on the draw for game whatever this is. It's been a while, it's been a late night recording magic. Deserters into the glider kids here. If I get any creature tokens off Toils of War, they're just going to die to the Avatar's Wrath completely, so I'd like to do that later if I can. Although now I've got the Scavengers to go with it too. Glider kids and Scry 1. Get rid of another Plains. The Earth King is the play. Incredible card. Might just Avatar's Wrath immediately. Kills the bear token. They do get the bear token back when they recast it. But if I don't kill the bear token, they're getting another land immediately here. It feels like it slows them down a lot to cast Avatar's Wrath. I think it's worth it. Keep them from those ramp attacks. There's the Guru. That's another great card. Draws a Lesson Saga or Shrine when it enters and keeps getting bigger when they cast them. But it missed. So that's rough for our opponent. Scavengers and Deserters. And then play Toils and trigger Scavengers next turn. There's the Earth King. Earthbending Lesson, which would be like a haste creature here, except that they had to tap out to do it, so no extra land off Earth King yet. But we are flooding pretty hard, and our opponent's board is very powerful in terms of power and toughness. So it's not looking great. Let's see what Toils of War can find us. Path to Redemption. That does not stop abilities. It just stops the ability to attack and block, which isn't really relevant on any blockers. Can wait till next turn so I can cast and activate immediately to play around them airbending their own card or having removal against an enchantment, or sacrificing their card. But I do think I want to stop the damage if I can. I'm going to put this on the bear token. Attack with the other 4/4 to get a land off the Earth King. And play a 7/7 reach. Well, that played terribly for me, good lord. Get my double trigger and play Rallier and cry myself to sleep tonight. At least our blocks are pretty massive here. Block basically everybody but the Sabertooth. Unless they put more counters on the board like that. Make it a little easier for them. Send in the 2 4/4s, get 2 lands. Mana value less than or equal to this card's power. Does not look great. Ang the Reach Blocker. And have Heibai Tools of War combo starting up. They're down to 7. I have 5 untapped creatures to Waterbend with the Water Tribe Rallier again. Longfang. And Sabertooth Moose Lion. Send in the Pox Bearers. We're just going for a Longfang trigger. Actually wouldn't even do anything, would it? I'm gonna have some weird spell here. So this would trigger that. Put a +1/+1 counter wherever they want. Just do that. No hits off the Water Tribe Rallier that time. Oh, I know it does trigger Longfang. I'm dumb. Oh, the Sacklands trigger it too? That's really good. Glider Kids is not a bad draw. For that to really matter, I would have to blow up literally everything. Just go for the 2-turn kill, do I not? Attack with 2 flyers. They kill one of them but take 3 and go to 4. Then I still have 2 other flyers left and an unblockable spirit to kill them with. I guess I'll keep this just in case it doesn't pan out. Well, this is the onboard 2-turn kill. Well, no, I guess they go to 1. It's very close to the 2-turn kill. It's 1 damage off. Airbend that. Now it's the 2-turn kill again, actually. Except that they have the flying blocker, so not really. Alright, well, even if I didn't miscount, them hitting the Aang here means it definitely would not have been the kill here. So we are going to need a Day of Black Sun. Which means I cannot Water Tribe Rallier, or I'm putting my Wrath on the bottom. 4, 5, 6. Yep, I've got exactly enough to blow everything up. Land Water Tribe Captain, and Pretending Box Bearers. I think those 2 creatures alone could get really close to lethaling me. Can't cast this villagers and make an unblockable spirit. Oh my god, that's such a top deck. That's a very good draw. That is filthy. Oh. Well, they just lost off that attack. I don't think they have read all of the cards here yet. And so we win. No reason to overkill it. We'll just tap a blocker and hit for 3. There's the concession from our opponent. And that is like 5-2 now. Very positive record out of this run no matter what. Very rocky start. But we turned this one around a lot better than we did the second time. So very nice. We'll be ending these sealed runs with a very positive record no matter where things go from here. Here we are on the play for game number 8 now. We don't have any play until turn 3, but I think that's probably fine when we're on the play. The spells in the hand are pretty strong. Couple flyers in a row. One of them being Aang to airbend one of their cards and slow them down. Water Tribe Rallier will get them started. There's our own Water Tribe Rallier. Fashionably late. If we drew that on turn 2, we would have had a very good start to this game. 2, 3, 4 curve out on the play. Some Avatar Enthusiasts. Play an Aang and make them recast, that seems fine. Play a 2-drop and a 3-drop next turn. This only exiles cards your opponents control. That's a tragedy. Let's see if I could tuck away my own Aang, but we don't have any of our other airbending to do that with. play our own Path to Redemption and Scavengers to get the sack value next turn. It's that or play it and the Rallier, or just play like 2 creatures is fine too. Let's just go double creature, get aggressive on this board. It still probably wouldn't have been worth exiling our own Aang with Earth Kingdom Jailer. Just so that whenever the Jailer dies, you get the Aang back, because that could be a long time coming. Another Avatar Enthusiasts. Pass. There's Avatar's Wrath, which is great when one of our cards has that aura on it. I don't hate just running that out here, but I don't have the mana to then cast anybody off of it yet still. We can hit really hard here if I just Path to Redemption instead. Oh, Hexproof Trick with Flying First Strike and Lifelink as well. Okay. Still can't block that. They could double block Jailer. That would not be great for me. Play Scavengers and still have Rallier mana thanks to Waterbending. Oh wow, this Avatar's Wrath is going to be so gross. I'm going to get rid of 2 Path to Redemptions. If they don't have the counterspell. If we top deck a basic land, then we can even afford the counterspell. The common counter is Quench, counter unless you pay 2. Trick are you planning to do on our Earth Kingdom Jailer? That's what I thought. No attacks. Alright, well, we can afford to pay for the Quench. I guess now we could see if they have instant speed removal to deal with our card in response, if that'll counter the whole Wrath. Let's find out. I guess I could choose no target creatures and then they can't counter the Wrath, but then they would immediately get back their Enthusiast here. So let's just hope they don't have the removal, and let's hope that if they do, it doesn't technically counter this. Okay, let's see. I think it technically counters this. Well, hold up. If it counters it, then these creatures aren't going away. But these 2 are tapped anyway. The 1/1's not attacking well. The 2/2's not attacking well. Yeah, let's still Draw. Okay, we're not. Alright, well, that's devastating. We should have done it for no targets. I'm glad to learn those kind of things during the early access event where it doesn't really matter. But that's still going to be a disappointing ending to this run. Because we could have absolutely got there if I did not choose a target then. But I wanted to know for sure, to know that for the future. And it is like I thought. And so we lose. Yeah, I mean, the double avatar enthusiasts are just going to shred us alongside those paths. It's another token here for another counter on each of them. Still play it out, obviously we could top deck our board wipe, but that's about it. I mean, either of our board wipes are our second Avatar's Wrath or our black, like, actual destroy all creatures board wipe. We do still win the game off of either of those draws. Could activate Rallier again. Technically, my board wipe is just as likely to be like the 6th card down as the top card down. We're like just as likely to dig closer to it by tapping everybody. Or I guess the 5th card down because this looks 4 deep. But obviously it'll look bad if I do this and then the board wipe is in the top 4. But if it's not in the top 4, then if I didn't do this, I would definitely die, and now I'm 4 cards closer to it. There's just no way to know what sequence it's in. It's not it, but it's not horrible. I will say that much. Grind that to the bottom. I think we've dug enough now that it's pretty likely the board wipe's near the top. So I don't know if I'll want to activate Rallier again. Well, we know we put one of the Avatar's Wraths. We tucked one of the Avatar's Wraths away a long time ago on one of our first Rallier activations. But we still haven't seen the black board wipe. So we're getting really close to putting the black board wipe on bottom at this rate. They failed to find on their Rallier. But play an Earth Kingdom Soldier here. That is huge. That is so huge, in fact, that it would survive us drawing the black board wipe. Which is super, super bad for us. We'd one-sided board wipe. They're the only one left with a creature. They'd actually have 2 creatures left as well, because the jailer would give them back the avatar thing. Our list of outs is now basically 0. The avatar's wrath's better than the black one at this point. It's still not good enough, I don't think. A lot closer. Because they're at 15, it would wipe their board, we'd hit for 3 and be able to recast Glider Kids, and they wouldn't be able to play any more creatures the turn after. I think either Wrath we draw, we would want to trade Jailer off. Oh, their top deck's good. None of the Wraths in the top 4 is surprising. 6 mana. If I top deck a land, I can take the 2-drop and play the 5 and the 2. If I don't draw a land, it's probably better to just take the villagers. Alright, come on. One of the Wraths. One of the Wraths. Specifically the White Wrath. Avatar's Wrath, please. No, that's the wrong one. I don't got the mana yet. I can either blow up everybody except Earth Kingdom Soldier, or sit here and hope to draw the land next turn. And everybody's dead either way. They're about to draw something good, so they might give it another creature to the board. Let's give it another turn here. Let's see what they put on top. Oh, deserters. So they probably just scryed at the top because they had Waterbending then. That's not that crazy. It's good on the flyer, that's for sure. Alright, I need a land immediately. I cannot wait another turn on this board wipe. Unless they attack with Earth Kingdom Soldier. If I can kill Earth Kingdom Soldier on blocks and then wipe everybody else out, that works fine. So hopefully they do. It's got Vigilance. No! I guess mine's bigger than theirs now. So if I don't hit the land, then I just have my bigger soldier versus theirs try to win. Didn't hit the land, so hope our larger soldier is superior. I do get to draw a card before this resolves. I guess I only needed to do this for 3. Could add more mana floating. Oh god, that Katara is insane. So she comes with an ally and then Waterbend X. It's not even like hard cast for X. So with the vigilant creatures, you make your whole board base power a million. It's not removal, and without removal, we are mega dead to Katara. So they can Waterbend and make their whole board 3/3s on blocks already. Block this with 2 3/3s. Only kill one of them, but then I'd kill the Earth Kingdom things. It's probably fine. 4, 5, 6, 7 mana available. Villagers plus deserters. I'm gonna have to go chomp on blocks here. This Katara's so deadly. Their whole board is 7/7s at worst, right? Tap all 5 and tap the 2 vigilant attackers. Oh, they can't actually use this on blocks. So I didn't have to worry about that last turn. Still got a Sold Out and an Avatar's Wrath. A Sandbender's Storm. Sandbender's Storm's not going to be good enough because it wouldn't kill Katara until after she activates and buffs the rest of the board again. And we're going to be untapping with 1 creature left over at this point. Oh, good. Oh. Life is pain. That's a 5/5. There is no remotely profitable block. That is a land. Okay, it literally doesn't matter what I do. They just kill me in the sky. Katara's just nutter butters. All right. Can play stuff out and then get killed by a like 9/9 Aang in the sky. 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess 8/8, but still. That was a crazy game of Magic. It's a crazy game of Magic. Surprised we managed to stick in it there with some really good draws after the Avatar's Wrath that didn't pop off. That game would have been a much easier route and pretty much a guaranteed win if I just didn't target anything when I played Avatar's Wrath. I just wanted to confirm if they had the removal spell for the future in events where it does matter. Yeah, if you target something with Avatar's Wrath and your opponent kills the creature that you're targeting, the entire rest of the spell doesn't resolve at all. So that's really important to keep in mind, which is how I figured that it worked, but that way we got to see for 100% certain. Man, a good run overall. The deck played a lot better than I thought it would. If we played perfectly, if I didn't try to like do the Avatar's Wrath thing and like see if it would still work, if I didn't like specifically for science play the Avatar's Wrath that game, we would have won that game and we'd be 6-2. And there was an earlier game where I played slightly too aggressively because our opponent was mono white. So I'm like, what are they going to have? A haste creature? Yep. Earthbending your creatures is basically a haste creature. So we got hasted out for the last 3 damage by Sandbender's Storm. We could have absolutely had the blocker up if I just played the 3/3. I literally said right before they played the hasty Earthbending card, I'm like, we probably should have just played this out rather than holding it for removal. And then basically as soon as those words came out of my mouth, oh, here's hasty 3/3. And that would have been a really cool comeback kind of game there. So sad to lose that as well. But that was a winnable game. And then the final game was a winnable game. So we could have been 7-1 with perfect plays with this deck, which is surprising because, again, I really did not enjoy this deck as much as our other ones, even our 1/3 deck in the middle there. of these sealed decks. I think this is my least favorite of the sealed decks, but it turns out Avatar's Wrath is actually very, very, very strong. That won us a lot of games, and of course board wipes like Day of Black Sun as well. So this was carried quite a bit by the power level of the rares, but we also got to do a little bit more like random goofy synergistic stuff than I thought would be available, with some of the weird sack stuff going on. Heybei plus Tolls of War together was a good combo. That was pretty fun. The Sandbender Scavengers, this was just really still not the sealed pool for that. But I do think the Tolls of War and the Heybei still like played fine. So yeah, decent run, but if we played perfectly, it could have been, I don't care that it's invalid. Okay. Decent run, but if we played perfectly, could have ended it off with a 7 winner, but did some of those plays specifically for science, so it is what it is. That is going to be the final run of the early access event, the final pre-release deck we're playing this time around. The set has fully launched on Arena as of the day that this video is live on YouTube. So if you're watching this, the set's out on Arena. Go play it, go check it out. It has been very fun so far. I'm particularly interested in getting into drafting it, which you'll already have seen the drafts, but I recorded the sealed first, and then I'll be recording the drafts. But yeah, I'm rambling now. Set's out, go play it. It's going to be a fun time. Super pumped about it. That is going to do it, though, for today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.